Welcome to Not From Here, a podcast dedicated to past versions of ourselves.
And the current versions of all of you. We are your co-hosts. I'm Riley Klauza.
And I am Isa Rodriguez. And we are just a couple of Michiganders turned New Yorkers trying to get a grip.
Have you ever been made fun of for the way you say things or thought, damn, I never even realized I had an accent?
Well, we have too, because we're definitely
Not from here.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey!
Hey!
Hi, Kiki!
Hi.
Introduce yourself!
I'm Kennedy. I'm Riley's sister.
Hey! My little baby sister is here with us. She is a New Yorker, so we thought it was about time.
It was about time. When did you move? Tell us.
I moved like right after Christmas. I think it was like the 27th December.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
so fresh.
Yeah,
yeah,
fresh.
she's fresh.
Not even
Yep.
four or 5 months-ish? 4? Math is
We're like,
a thing that we know how to do.
Issa's good at math. We are not.
Sometimes.
The Klauza sisters are not.
Absolutely not.
But how's it been?
Good. I'm.
She's like, that's it.
It's like,
No, it's been good. It's been like an adjustment for sure. And just like trying to like navigate my way like around the city. Like meeting people, finding a job. But yeah, I've been having fun. I feel like I've definitely like learned a lot and have like grown so much since I've moved. But yeah,
Amazing. Did you always want to move here, or like what got you out here?
you.
Oh,
Aw.
that was
Literally.
sweet.
Well, okay. You have always been like, I want you to move here. I want you to move here. And I was just always like, I can't afford it. Like, I just have like nothing here. I have no friends here. And then, I want to say like around like right after like mom passed, I like started like coming more often, because I like wasn't working or anything. And I just like really like have like grown to love it so much.
Mhm.
And I like every time I would come, I'd be like, okay, can't wait for next time. And like I would just be like on my like in my Uber, like on the way to your apartment, I'd be like, I just love it here so much. So around like the summer, I was like, I do like want to move here eventually. But so your lease was supposed to be up in March, and I was like, okay, like maybe when her lease is up. But then you guys ended up terminating it. So like
Yeah, because
literally,
we had fucking what are they called? Cockroaches.
yeah.
Oh
crazy.
my god.
I mean, that wasn't like we also were just like ready to move, but
Do
it was like
you-
do you remember our cockroach era?
Do you remember when we were getting ready for the Renee Rapp concert and a cockroach literally came out
out
of
of the
outlet?
socket? Yeah. Yeah. That was like the beginning of the end. Like that was like no, it got so much worse after that. And like we also have Harper. Well, now we have 2 cats, but at that time we just had Harper, and so we could only like do so much with her in the apartment.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
like we reached out a million times, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Can you please help us? Can you send someone?" Like they're literally coming out of the sockets. Like
Yeah.
it's disgusting. No, and like when I think about it, I'm like, "Ugh."
the ice machine.
We threw it away.
I know.
We literally had to throw away an ice machine because they were like nesting in there. Yeah. Anyway. So that's why she moved before March.
Yeah.
Because they got a new place. They found a new place.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
You
yes.
literally gave me like a 2 weeks notice.
No, I was like, we're moving. Like, if you want to come, this is now's your time
Now's
to
your
shine.
time.
Yeah. So I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Why not?
I feel like that's kind of like how it like I don't know. Like I used to be, at least for me, like I was such a planner. Like when I wanted to move to New York, like I was like, I will graduate, I'll spend 6 months, I'll like save up all this money and then I'll move. But then Eli was the one that came to me similar to you and was just like, I'm moving if you want to come now. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's like it all was like meant to happen at the timing that it did.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, and since you've been in New York, we had kind of a big event happen this week that we need to unpack.
Oh my god.
How was your first earthquake as a New Yorker?
So scary.
Yeah. Okay. So you felt it.
Yeah, I was literally laying in bed and like my lamp starts like shaking and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I like honestly was like really scared. So I like ran out of my room. I like looked at our patio door and I saw like someone, like one of our neighbors, like across, like in a different building, like opening his window and like looking out. And I was like, okay, I'm not going crazy. Like something's happening. And I literally run in Riley's room and I'm like, oh my god, I'm so scared. Like I don't know what's happening.
No, but it's the way I was like, come crawl in my bed. Instead of like, let's stand under a door frame or like
Dude.
get in the bathtub or like whatever the fuck you're supposed to do.
I fully slept through the earthquake. And meanwhile, my dad is blowing up my phone being like, if it happens again, find a door frame. Your notification just said to stay indoors. Like, make sure you. I'm like, I work. Like, I can't.
But you're
stay
also
indoors.
like, you were fully asleep.
I know. I was like, I didn't. Which is funny to me that you were laying in bed because I'm like, well, me too.
Do you
but
feel like you missed out? Like I know there's that group of New
Yes.
Yorkers that are like, I was here and I didn't feel it. and I'm
Yes.
pissed.
I'm. First of all, it's so annoying that I was asleep during it. Like I'm always asleep. I literally just sleep too much. And of course I slept through an earthquake. Of course.
It was so little though. Like I was like on my pillow. I was like just waking up.
Well, and you guys are ground floor too, so you
Yeah.
probably felt it way more.
And I felt like I was like on my pillow, like, and I was like,
Did
But
you
there-
feel the aftershock?
no.
I felt it.
what was the aftershock?
I was like sitting
Damn.
there like in bed.
Like what time?
I don't even
2:45. No, I'm
It was like later in the afternoon. I was like on the phone with Roman.
Wait, at like 6 something?
I think so.
Oh, wait, because
thought it
my
was
boss was like, oh,
earlier
but
than
there was
that.
another earthquake. She's like, I didn't feel it again.
No, it was like the aftershock, and I was like, Roman, I'm here alone. Like it's happening again. And like he was like, just stay in your room. Like he's like, you're literally fine.
Kennedy's like, I can't be outside. I can't go out there.
Yeah,
They're
it
like,
was-
don't.
Literally just don't move. No, it was silly. Did you see the thing I posted on my story? And it was like earthquake aftermath, and it's like a pan, and it's just like a traffic cone that like fell over.
I did see that. No, there's actually a TikTok, and I don't know the creator, but there's this guy, and he's walking out of a library, and he's taking a video, and it's kind of where he's like, you guys, like, everybody felt this thing, like this earthquake, and I just didn't feel it. Like, why was I left out? Like, I have FOMO. Like,
Am I
why
being
wasn't I
gaslit?
chosen? Yeah, like, what the fuck's the issue? So, yeah, that is a little bit how I feel.
Yeah, I'm
but,
glad you felt it though. Sorry, Isa.
Yeah, but it was like a whole experience for you.
Yeah.
So
We
there
were
we go.
awake. We
I
were
was scared.
awake, and then I like I like fully went on TikTok, and I was like, New York earthquake, and it was like all like 2 minutes ago, 30 seconds ago, and people were like, did we just have an
I know.
earthquake?
And then it's like the next 2 days. That's
That's
all.
all.
that
And
TikTok
everyone
is.
talked about, and then everyone's also like texting me, be like, "Are
you
safe?"
okay?
I'm like,
Oh my God,
literally, I'm fine.
wait.
Was
When I
asleep.
texted dad.
Oh, she texted our dad. It was like, our apartment is destroyed. And so he calls us. He's
As
in
a
work meeting.
prank?
Yeah, she's fucked. She's fucked up. She texted him that. And so he calls us. He's in a work meeting. He's like, are you guys okay? Like, what? And
And
we're
just,
like,
in her bed.
like, in my bed.
You?
Poor Mark.
I know.
He's like,
Mark's pissed.
no, he's like, I'll call you back after my meeting. Like,
No. Okay, we're getting so derailed, but one
I
more
know.
thing. I'm so sorry. Did you guys see that video online? And it was a girl pranking her dad on April Fool's Day.
yes.
Calling
he
like
was
as
so
in
mad.
as if she was in jail. And it was like,
Oh.
and he was literally like, okay, well, I just stepped out of a meeting to take this call. Like I really thought that something was going on. And so I'm glad you got a laugh out of it. And they're like, oh, he's pissed. He's pissed. Like, whoa, okay.
Someone can't take a joke.
Someone can't take a joke.
Okay, I'm gonna derail a little from the script.
Okay, let's do it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling the vibes.
Amazing.
Okay.
So don't get scared. She's like, fuck. No, I just like, so something about Kiki that I think is really interesting to her like New York journey overall is like right when she got here, even like right before you moved, she got Bumble BFF. So as you mentioned earlier, like you moved here with no friends. Sorry. Well, you knew like Issa and Janie and like our friends, but you wanted to make your own. So before you moved here, you downloaded Bumble BFF, correct?
Yeah.
And I just want to hear how that journey's going for you.
Great. I literally, I've met like my best friend here in the city on Bumble BFF, Eva. Shout out her.
Shout out.
So one of my like, I guess like scariest like things like moving to the city was like making friends, just because like anything that's like super like new to me or like outside of my comfort zone like gives me a lot of anxiety, which is like something I struggle with so much. And I was just like, when I like first like moved, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like be able to work. Like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make friends. Like I just have like, I'm just like so anxious all the time. So like going on these like literally every single person I've met on like Bumble BFF, I've like once it's like gotten like more comfortable, I'm literally always tell them I'm like I feel like I'm like going on a date before I go on these like, and they're like no, like literally same, like it literally feel like
Well,
I get
that's
ready
what
like
it is. Like it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
trying out new people to see if you
Um,
can be friends, essentially.
yeah, but like I guess it's like one of the like things that like makes me like most proud of myself is like putting myself like out of my comfort zone and like meeting people and like I've like met like great girls like on Bumble BFF and like have had so much fun. And I was like super hesitant at first, but like once I like got the first one over with, it was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like literally just like back to back because I was like, this is fine. And like
Yeah.
I had a great time. And I'm still on it. So
That's awesome, Kiki.
yeah.
Super proud of you for that.
Thank you.
So kind of similarly, but a different realm. What was it like searching for a job? I know that you just got one. If you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah. So when I initially moved, like I was literally applying like anywhere that I could like qualify because I went to esthetician school in Michigan and the like the I don't know if I'd say like laws, but um for each state you have to take like a different like state board. So, and I didn't go to college or anything, so essentially like according to the state of New York, like I only have like a high school diploma. So I was like literally anything that will take me like that's fine. Um so I just like started like literally applying like retail, like coffee shops, like stuff like that. And I wasn't hearing anything and I was just like kind of getting frustrated and not even so much like with the money. It's just like I have no routine. Like I just sit in my apartment because like the friends that I do have like work all day, like you work all day, like so I'm literally just like sitting in my like apartment, like
And her room
alone.
is like a dungeon.
My room is
Also.
the dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're in the basement. So I'm just like literally like bored and like sad all day in my room. Like I have no routine. Um, but I recently got a job. Thanks to Riley. Because
What can I
it's
say?
actually
It's like you're welcome.
it's Riley's chiropractor.
Which is
Yeah.
just such a woo!
Shout out.
Such a funny connection.
I
And I'm
know.
so glad it worked out.
Do you wanna like
Sure.
about
Yeah. So I recently started going to a new chiropractic, like end of December-ish. You know, I was trying to use up the insurance while I could, without the what's it called? Before the like, you know how you have to hit your deductible?
Yeah.
So before the new year started and we have to do that shit again, I was like, well, let me use up what I can.
Love.
So I started going to this new chiropractic, which is amazing in the Upper East Side. It is like all women. It's just like it's a cool space because it's also like it's a chiropractor, a physical therapist, and acupuncture, like all in one.
Love
So
it.
I've just like I don't know, I feel like a new person when it comes to my back. But so I was just like chatting with her and we are having the conversation of like, oh, like where are you from? What do you do? Like tell me about you. I was talking about how my sister's about to move here. We're gonna live together. First time living together since we were kids, like a little nervous, you know. That whole spiel. And she's like, what does your sister do? And I was like, well, she's an esthetician, but like she's moving to a new state, has to redo like state boards, like that whole spiel. And she was like, wait, she's an esthetician? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, I have a spa. And she's like, I have this spa. And like when I started it, I was spreading myself a little too thin, like going between the chiropractic and the spa. Like I really need help at the spa and I want to put more time and energy into it. Like I'm looking for people to hire. Like, could I meet with your sister? And I was
Yeah.
like, I mean, yeah, sure. But just like timing wasn't working out. Like every time I'd have my appointment, like she was busy or she wasn't here or she was back in Michigan. Like, so it literally got to a point, sorry to my chiropractor, where I was like, I like can't go until I have her with me.
Yeah.
Because it was brought up every single time, like, where's your sister? And I'm like, I'm disappointing her. Like, I am disappointing her.
I'm disappointing her.
And eventually we take workout classes together. And so she, like, after workout class, she came with me to my appointment and I set them up and they started chatting. And yeah, so you can keep on going.
Yeah, so like I said before, like I don't have like a like full like license here or anything. And I like she like pretty much like handed me the job. She was just like telling me about it, like showed me the Instagram, all that, and then she's like, yeah. And so I was like, okay, like period. But then like after I like got kind of freaked out and I like messaged her, I was like, just so you know, like I'm not like licensed here. So pretty much we kind of have it like set up now. Like I'm gonna be like doing like social media and like training for the salon and just kind of like helping out with
And
it.
are you working on getting your license here?
Yeah. So until like I have my license, like she's still gonna have me like train on like like if I want to bring like someone in or like the girls like out that work at the salon. But until then, I am just doing that until I get my license.
But
Amazing.
still, that's amazing that you
Yeah.
can be in the space that you like would want to be in, working towards what you want to do. That's
Yeah.
awesome. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
Can I ask? I just sorry again, improving. What got you into like skincare and like esthetician world, and like why did you want to pursue that?
That's actually a good question.
She's like, I don't know.
She's like, wow, I'm impressed, Riley. You asked me a good one.
So pretty much like I have always known like I didn't want to do like any type of college. Like I've like always like struggled with like learning disabilities and like having really bad like anxiety with like tests and like stuff like that. So I was like, I'm not like a schoolgirl. Like I don't think I'll ever be. And I have like always like literally since I hit puberty like struggled with my skin. Like no matter what, like when I was little I would literally put like hand sanitizer on my face to like dry it out and like get rid of my like I have been like through so much with my skin. And it's like still not perfect, but at least like I know like what like now like how to like take better care of it. So yeah, like literally like since like 6th grade or like probably even earlier than that, I've like always struggled with it and
And
just
it
like
runs in our family too.
Yeah,
I
it
will
runs in our
say. Like
family.
it's like not even like anything she was doing. It's just like she got my dad's skin, I got my mom's.
because dad was on Accutane.
Yeah.
So just like so much trial and error, I learned so much about skin. And then it was actually like the summer before my like senior year, I was like up north or like in Boyne with my friend Emily. And we were like just like walking around and there was like a salon and I was like, I kind of want to like book a facial. Like I've never gotten a facial before. And so the next day we go and she is just like, Ken, like I can totally see you doing this. Like I feel like this is like right up your alley. And so I like went in, got my facial done. Like I loved it. And it actually, little like full circle moment. The lady that I went to, she was like kind of talking to me about it a little bit. And she actually like went to the school that I went to.
Oh, wow.
So I thought that was
know
interesting. Yeah,
that.
she went to the same school. So I thought that was like super interesting. So yeah, like once I was like kind of in that part of like my senior year, like where we're like discussing like schooling and stuff like that, like my like counselor pretty much like I was like, I just want to do like facials and stuff. Like I don't really know much, but and I even was like very hesitant at first because I was like looking up like how much they like make and stuff like that. And I like it's like a lot of like mostly like you get like commission, but like also you get tips. So it like essentially like can be like good money like when you have like a lot of clients and stuff. But I remember telling dad, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Like they just like don't make like that like great of money. And dad was like, it's not about that. It's literally just like about what you're passionate about. And like he's like, and he like also like gave me some advice. He's like, what you're doing now, like if you're passionate about it and like loving it, like don't worry about like the future. Just like be present. Like when you're like 50, like it like you could be like doing something like totally different, but like whatever you're doing now, if you're passionate about it, like don't even like worry about the future or like the money. Like just like have fun.
Yeah.
Aw.
I mean, you also never know like what's going to come from something. And so
Yeah.
you rob yourself of the opportunity if you don't even try.
Yeah.
Totally.
Like
Sorry, I feel
we
like I'm
tell that shit to
yapping.
ourselves every day.
every
Delusional
day.
actors. Okay, I love that. So this is a really recent thing. Sorry to spring this on you.
You're
But would you like to talk a little bit about 217 Ken?
Yes, I would.
Okay,
Oh my
let's
God,
go, girl.
I'm like waiting for it.
I'm like, let's go, girl.
Let's go. I wore
my
it. I
I wore it on purpose.
I'm not wearing. I'm not wearing anything.
It's okay, you're the creator. Tell us.
So 217, I started. So I'll talk about the name a little bit. So I actually like have it tattooed, but
Hey.
Hey,
tattoo. So 217 is like essentially, well, first like it's my dad's birthday, like February 17th, but also it's my mom's angel number. And when I was like thinking about like what I wanted to name it, I was like, well, I kind of want to do something for mom.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like literally where I got the name from. I was like 217.
Didn't
And
I give you the idea?
yeah, you did.
I'm just full of great ideas. I'm sorry.
God, I love it.
but this like literally just like is such like a new like recent thing.
It literally like this week recent.
No, like
So
it's
recent.
been like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks.
Oh.
2 weeks. maybe.
Oh, since
I
book
have
club.
no
Since book
perception
club.
of time, so
Since book
it's
club.
probably been 2 weeks.
How it literally started is Riley like has a book club and she got like these charm bracelets to make. And I just like made a charm bracelet and I was like, I like love this. Cause I've like not like I like one thing I like don't like about myself too much is like I don't really have like hobbies. And I'm just like when I'm like have free time, I'm just like in my bed like on TikTok. So I'm like I want something like better to do with my time. So I just like started making the bracelets. I made like some for my dad and Chris. And my dad was like, "You should sell these on Etsy." And I was like, "No one's going to buy charm bracelets for me on Etsy." Like, okay. And then like I just like any free time I had, I just like continued to like do this and like it would just became like so fun for me and I was just like every single day like buying more and more like charms and like chains and stuff like that. And then actually it was like when I was with you two, I was like I maybe I should start doing like hats. Like it was really
I should have brought my fucking hat.
I know I should have brought mine too.
I was about to bring my hat.
Pissed.
We're all
actually.
like, we all whip them out.
That'd be
Um,
sick.
But like I just like I don't know, like became like so invested in this just because like it like was something that like got me like super like creative
She's in
and
her
just
crafting era.
I know I'm in my crafting era. It was just something that like I just like I'm like okay like what's next? Like I just want to do more and more and more and like I'm still like continuing like to like branch it out and like just try new things and like I made like a little Instagram for it so like all my friends can like see and stuff like that and like I don't know like I'm just like having so much fun with it. But since the name like is like essentially like after my mom and like my dad too. So whatever I make, like I'm not like in it for the money. Like it's literally just like a hobby that like I really do enjoy. But whatever I do make, like from sales, 50% of it is being donated to the Melissa Klauza like scholarship, like the nursing scholarship that me, my sister, and my dad have been like working on. So it's like essentially, and you can like back me up on this too, because I don't know probably as much, but we essentially like started a scholarship for a nursing student who went to Wayne County, which is where my mom went to nursing school. And like the whole point of it is just because like my mom like I think like we all know like nursing school like is tough and my mom like fully like had to like support herself through it like all that like
She
I
worked like nonstop
Yeah.
shifts, like at McDonald's and like doing home care, just like whatever she could to like get through nursing
Yeah.
school.
So essentially this scholarship is for like a nursing student at that school who like could really use like the extra help or like would benefit from like not having to like worry about the money like in that sense. So yeah, so 50% of whatever I make is going to that scholarship.
So buy a fucking hat.
Come on. And they're
Buy a charm
cute.
bracelet.
And they're cute.
Like, I love this little bracelet. It says Riley.
Bracelet says my name on it. I
Which
have a
one are you
hat.
wearing?
It says Isa.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
I saw
with
the heart and I was like, what? I
with the
remember.
Gemini.
I do recall. I do recall.
I also have a hat with my name on it. Do you?
No.
No.
Exactly. Love it. You are. I'm just
you.
glad that you're like doing stuff for fun.
single day.
Every day. I'm like, okay.
I love it. Okay, before I ask you this question, I want to ask you guys some sister questions because I feel like that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I have a little list here. Let me pull them out. Or maybe while I pull them out, let me ask you and you can talk. What do you think makes you not from here?
I knew this question was coming. I don't know, like the subway, like just genuinely like gives me the heebie-jeebies. Like every single time I'm on the subway, I'm just like literally like profiling like everyone. Like I'm just like,
You're like, I work for the FBI.
yeah.
I am studying
You're
you.
like,
Yeah.
who's gonna attack me?
No, because there's so many horror stories, and I'm just like, but like literally everyone is just like sitting there like on their phones or just like minding their own business, and I'm like, am I the only one like paranoid? And it's like not like anyone like specifically makes me paranoid. It's literally just like everything, like all the horror stories that like happen down there, and I'm just like, ugh, like
Yeah.
I'm next, or like someone's gonna like push me into the tracks. I do
mean,
that every single time.
That's real. New Yorkers have like
Yeah.
a whole energy where they're like, the train, like that's my second home.
Yeah.
Took me a second to.
Yeah, getting
I'm like-
used to it is definitely a journey.
It's
Yeah.
the whole thing, yeah.
Taking it by myself, especially, I like refuse at night unless like I
Oh,
have like
yeah, I mean-
Roman
Oh,
or
yeah.
Dad,
No.
but.
I only take it at night if I'm like with a group.
Yeah.
But even by
Tip.
myself, I'm like, someone gets me, I guess I'm alone.
All right.
We're
I have a
ready.
speed round of questions.
Okay.
Sister
We're ready.
questions that I need you guys to answer about each other. Okay, let's start it off simple. Dogs or cats?
Kiki says she likes dogs, but she is 100% more of a cat person.
I raised a dog.
Listen to me. Listen to me right now. I grew up with both cats and dogs. So did you. I live in New York now. I don't have time for a dog. What's the next best option?
A cat.
Yeah. So until I have time for a dog, like, I think that's going to be like my step before I have a kid. Like, can I raise a dog?
Well, what about you could have gotten a hamster,
No,
a
what?
bunny, a fish,
No,
a
cats
gecko.
are so easy. Okay. I'm like, why are you
Your
coming from me? You're a
cat-
cat person.
I'm a cat person, but my cat is a menace. I'm currently mad at him because he
Yeah.
jumped at me today.
Oh, Harper bit my chin this morning. Had to cover it up with makeup. So
And
I'm
it's
like,
been an emotional week. And I'm like, really?
you
Like, my grandma died and you're going to fucking jump at my face? Like,
Yeah, it's so
actually, I
get
yelled at
fucked.
him.
Get fucked.
I was like,
Zuko.
you suck. And now I feel bad about it. So we'll deal with that when we get home.
Anyway, I don't believe you, and I am a dog person.
Are you a Bloody Mary or a mimosa person?
Mimosa, both of us.
Yeah, mimosa.
Yeah, correct.
Sorry, I answered for myself.
You're like, you're like, I've never
No,
even
no.
touched a Bloody
Isn't
Mary.
it, doesn't it have like tomato juice in it?
Yes, girl, they're
I
good.
fucking hate tomatoes. So never.
Oh, I found it. Okay, what is one giveaway sign that they are really stressed, really hungry, or really tired?
Why are you
go
laughing?
You go first.
No, do you have?
I I have a few.
You go first. I still need time.
Kiki just like gets really angry. Like really like she has anger issues, I'll say it. Like she is just like out of nowhere, like, okay, she'll be like my best friend. Like will come snuggle with me in bed and be like, sister tickle time and like all this weird
Now
shit.
you're bringing up Sister Tickle Time on the podcast.
That's insane.
No, like
I've
she
never
is
felt
just,
more like an only child
she
than I
is
do
just,
right
like,
now.
so silly and like so sweet, but then like the second she is upset, she's like, "Get the fuck out of my room!" Like,
You I'm like
For you.
okay. So I was dating. Okay, my boyfriend's name is Roman. We were dating for 2 weeks, and then I was like, "Hey, by the way, like I'm moving, like at the end of the month." And he was like,
Roman, strong man.
a strong man. He was just like obviously like very upset, but he was like, "You know what? Like I love you. Like I would support you through anything. Like if this is what's gonna like make you happy and like what you're passionate about, like that's fine. Like whatever you want." So I was like, okay.
Slay.
He fully like moved me here. Like a
You,
kid.
dad, and him in a moving
Yeah,
truck.
literally us three and Scarlett.
It's like the bench seat. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like Scarlett, my dad, Roman, and Ken on like a cat like smaller than this probably.
Scarlett's the other cat, by the way.
Oh yeah.
and like Scarlett hiding under the seat. So yeah, he moved me and honestly like we do have our days where we're just like back and forth like fighting and like feel like there's just like a lot of miscommunication, but also I feel like it's made us like grown so much like as a couple. And so like every single time we are together, it's just like so like worth it. Like the distance is like worth it.
That's lovely. I'm glad,
Yeah.
though. I mean,
No, yeah, he's the best.
No,
long
you're so
distance is
happy.
hard, and you guys
Mhm.
really make it seem very easy, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he comes here a
Well-
lot, and you go back a lot, so it works well.
Yeah. We also like before I moved, we had like a lot of like the hard talks. Just like, you know, if things get hard, like how are we gonna like go about it? Like stuff like that. And also like we both like went into it with like the mentality of like there's no other option than to make this work.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like no matter like we could have like be having the worst day and just like fighting and like we both know like at the end of the day like we love each other. Like we've made it like this far doing long distance. Like it'll all be fine.
Yeah.
What would be your number one tip for someone going through long distance? Like, what is like the one thing that like really has gotten you through it?
Can I say two?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Number one, like obviously like communicating, like whatever you're doing throughout the day, just like, hey, like I'm doing this, like I'll talk to you later. Or like just like keeping each other like updated like throughout your days and stuff like that. But number two, one thing, we always like every time we leave each other, we always have like the next time we're gonna see each other planned. So it's always like, okay, like it's goodbye for now, but like I'll see you in 10 days or like I'll see you in 2 weeks. Like it's always like that. So it's like we always like know the next time we're gonna see each other. So it's like kind of like almost like a comfort thing. It's not like I don't know the next time I'm gonna see you.
Yeah.
That's
Something
like
to
the
look
big thing.
forward to.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's
Smart.
so amazing to see you this happy because so quickly, you guys, Kiki has been through the ringer in relationships.
Tell
Let
us
me just say,
your horror stories.
she has
Too
many.
many. Too many.
Too
Where should I
many.
start? Okay, I think I'll start with the car accident.
Do it.
So I was dating this guy for like 5 months. I'll like speed through this. I was dating
Period.
this guy for like 5 months. He had like a tendency to drive like super fast in the car. When I say like super fast, like 80, 90, like not just me in the car, like Riley in the car. And
Yeah, it felt
honestly,
very
like
unsafe with him.
for any man watching this, if you think it's like a flex or like you think cool, like if think it's cool to like drive fast in the car, like no, especially if you have a girl in the car, like it's so unsafe, like in putting her at like risk. Like I can like say that with like so much confidence, like it's not a flex, it's not cool. Like slow the fuck down. So we were like driving to Cedar Point, so annoying. We literally got season tickets the night before, and he was driving my car, and he was just going too fast. We were on a turnpike. He went right off the highway, crashed like right into like a ditch. And so immediately like I was just like in shock pretty much. He like ran around, like picked me up, like took me out of the car. Some man pulled over and was like, "Are you guys okay?" And I was like, "Can you just call 911?" Like, and then so immediately I'm like, go grab my phone, like I need to call my dad. So I'm like on the phone with my dad and I'm like, I'm fine, like we're both safe. Like I'm just having so much like stomach pain. And dad was like, okay, like me and your mom are gonna come, like tell us, like let us know what hospital. Because we were in Ohio. So it was like an hour away from home. And so my boyfriend at the time was like, hey, like I don't have my license on me. Like you need to take the blame. And I was just like, looking back, okay, this is something I've struggled with for a long time because I'm like, it was such like a financial burden on our family that I did that. And like, I just had such a hard time forgiving myself. But like, over time, like, I know in that moment, like, I was just trying to be like a loyal girlfriend and like have his back. And like, still, like, maybe not to that extreme, but like any boyfriend I would have now, like, I'd always like want to have their back or like any boyfriend I have now, Roman. But yeah, and then so we ended up going to the hospital. We like got in an ambulance and you called me like in tears and I was just like, I'm fine, I'm just having a lot of stomach pain. So like fast forward, we're in the hospital they're like, okay, like he had his like tailbone messed up. They're like, okay, you can go. Like he like fully like left me at the hospital. And so I was like there, mom and dad showed up, they did like all the tests, like all that, and they're like, yeah, like there's like a hole in her intestine. Like she needs to have emergency surgery. So then like I'm like, okay, I don't know what this means. Like I'm like drugged up at this point, like freaked out. And my dad was like, okay, like when are we going to the other hospital? And they're like, well, we don't have any helicopter. I mean, we don't have any ambulances, so we're gonna need a helicopter. So I had to wait like 2 hours for I don't know what kind of emergency surgery, waiting on 2 hours, but
So true.
so I had to be life flighted to another hospital, immediately like taken into like a room, like 30 plus like nurses and all that. Like they're probably like training, but just like ripping off my clothes, like doing all this like stuff. And I'm just like literally asking the whole time, like, am I gonna die? Like, am I gonna die? And like no one's like giving me an answer. So eventually they're like taking me, like they took me into this room like right before my surgery. And they were like, okay, like we need to do the surgery now. And I was like, I'm not doing a surgery until my parents are here. So eventually my like mom and dad arrive and they met all of them and then got taken into the room. Next thing, knocked out. Mom and dad for sure had their suspicions that I was not the one driving, but I was just like trying to have his back. And eventually I just like broke down one day in a Kroger and was just like, Dad, this is what happened. And then I broke up with the guy. So
Yay!
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
fuck 'em.
I think we need to have you back on again.
Yes.
Because there's so many more stories. But
Yeah.
thank you so much,
Oh
sister.
my gosh,
Thank
thank you
you,
guys for having
Kiki.
me.
Of course. This has been a long time coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where can the people find you?
On like Instagram,
What you're at?
it's just Kennedy Klauza. I also have like my account like 217 by Ken, like with my little like hats and stuff. That's where you can find me.
Thank you so much to our social media team for all that you do. Please tune in next week for our next episode.
Yes, next week we will be sitting down and chatting with Kiki and I's workout coach, Jane Vandervoort. We are so excited to sit down with her. She is the best. If you want to keep up with us on social media, our @ is @notfromhere.podcast. That is NOTFROMHERE.PODCAST. And as always, I am Riley Klauza.
I'm Isa Rodriguez.
I'm Kennedy Klauza.
And we are definitely
Not from here. Bye.
Thanks.